Welcome back to Dimension X Digital, guys, and first of all, let me just say thank you to everyone who's been subscribing to the channel lately. It's really awesome to see our numbers going up, and I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. If you haven't subbed to the channel yet, guys, please consider doing so. And now, on top of that, let me apologize for how long it's taken for me to post a new video. Now, I was in the middle of editing 3 new videos, but we have a brand new baby boy. He was born just a little over a week ago, and he is happy and healthy and taking up 100% of our time. So you might be able to hear in my voice I am a little tired, a little sleep deprived, but I really wanted to do this video today. I had to run some errands today and ran into one of my local comic shops, and they happen to have one of these. These are brand new from Playmates, the makers of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures, which are, in my opinion, still the greatest action figure line of all time. These are the Ninja Turtle Ninja Elite series. So this is Playmates trying to go after the adult market. So this is kind of interesting. These are based on the 1984 comics. Now, Playmates has done these before, not in this scale, not with this kind of articulation, but they have tried to do the Mirage designs before. In my opinion, they were not very successful. I know I'm not alone in thinking that those figures were pretty subpar. And now it's unfortunate because if you've seen the original sculpts of those figures, they actually look pretty good. It's how they were made that really kind of made them not so great. So this is their new attempt. You can see I paid $25 for this one. I'm not sure what the MSRP on this, like if you found this at Target or Walmart, I have no idea. Maybe $19.99. So, you know, I always expect to pay a couple more dollars at a local comic shop, but I've said in all my videos before, support your local shops, guys, especially during these times. So yeah, don't be afraid to spend a couple extra dollars. I chose to get Donatello. They had all 4 available, but Donatello is my favorite turtle, and I have a bunch of other Donatello figures, so I figure we can kind of compare them and see how this one stacks up. So you can see the box art here is pretty cool. Has lots of artwork in the very first panel from the original 84 comic. It's got kind of the kind of a congratulatory spiel about how successful the turtles have been, and then it's got this colorized art, which, you know, they're usually not in color, but they do all have red bandanas, which the figures do as well. That is something that is unique to the original comics. So yeah, let's open this guy up. I will say I do like the boxes. I like the size of these. I like the comic art. I love the original comics art. So anytime that's thrown on packaging it's fine with me. So I already cut this open. Let's just open them up and get them out of here. Yeah, the other Mirage turtles that Playmates did a few years ago, they were recently just re-released as I think a Walmart exclusive 4-pack. I saw them. I did not pick them up. I think they came with a reprint of the first comic, and people were buying the figures, taking the comic out, and then returning them. Because for some reason they thought that comic was going to be worth something. So here you can see we have the figure. He comes with the bow staff and looks like a figure stand that looks like a manhole cover. No other accessories, no pizzas, no extra hands, no nothing. So yeah, let's see, how does he come out? Looks like those pop off. That slides out. And no twist ties. I'll give him a couple bonus points for that. And let's get the. Let's take a look at this. It's pretty cool. It's got the the font, and it's got the name, which is great because if you lose the weapon, you'll have no idea who's who, because they all look exactly the same. So let's see. I was curious about these figures because, like I said, this is Playmates trying to say, okay, we want, grown-ups to buy our toys. I wanted to see how their premium figure would stack up against, like, you know, say the NECA figures that have been coming out, because, you know, of if you're a Turtle fan, you've probably been buying up the NECA figures because they are amazing. So I wanted to see what Playmates is offering. So right off the bat, I'll say he feels pretty hefty. Not much detail on him though. Like, look how smooth. I mean, his shell is completely smooth. It's pretty much like the original figures. Let me see. The belt is separated to allow him to move, I guess, but you can see right here the belt is kind of a separate piece. Head is on like a ball joint, but the movement's actually kind of limited. Yeah, pretty limited. He's got his bandanas. Looks like those are sculpted on. They're not a separate piece, so those don't move other than, you know, a little bit of give there. He does have a good amount of articulation, including in his fingers, which, well, sort of. God, they don't really move. Let's see. He's got a twisting bicep. He's got double jointed elbows for the most part. They are double jointed, they just don't have a whole lot of motion. And his wrist moves, and his hands are supposed to, there we go, his fingers move. Oh, and his thumb. Interesting. Okay, how does that do with his staff? Huh, it actually holds pretty well. It's in there pretty good, so yeah, that's not bad. I'll give him points for that. He's got some movement in his midsection here. A lot of movement in the midsection, actually. He's got a lot of articulation in the legs. Double jointed knees. Full range on his ankles here. And even his toes. Are they individual? Yeah, the toes are individual. If you want to get really, really creative with some of your posing here. So he moves pretty well. I'm a little disappointed in the neck there. I mean, you can't even make him look down. You can see he basically just swivels side to side. So yeah, I mean, articulation is not bad. Let's see. I want to see if I can get these. Man, okay, there. He don't want to move on this hand for some reason. These fingers are really kind of gummy feeling, kind of stiff. So yeah, let's see. Let's see how he does on his display here. Yeah, pretty nice. So he stands nice on his little figure stand here. See if we can get him to hold his bow staff. Whoa. All right. And he does hold it. Let's see if we can get some nice kind of posing here. Make him look good. All right. So there you go. There he is standing there on his own. I'm not in love with this figure. Not by a long shot. The sculpt isn't bad. It's very plain. Like the shell is incredibly smooth, very, very bulbous, very big. The head. Now, here's the thing. The head, they keep, I mean, on the packaging and everything, these are supposed to be from the Mirage comics, right? However, this sculpt on him makes me think more of like the 87 cartoons mixed with the 2003 cartoons kind of smashed together. Has the nose of the, it has like the nose of the 80s cartoon, but the masks and kind of the eyes of the 2003. Now, you know, everything is kind of molded in its plastic color. There's no paint. There's no shading. There's no nothing. So that's kind of disappointing, which, I wanted to go into this figure with an open mind because, I mean, obviously I'm not blind. I can look at the figure in the box and say, well, it's not exactly painted. It's missing details here and there. But I wanted to see how the figure felt, in my hands, how he feels when you move him around. Maybe the articulation would kind of win me over. So, I wanted to see it and kind of have an open mind. Now, here's another thing. Like, there's like a serial number, like right on his foot here. Like, that's kind of, it's kind of what? So the fact that Playmates is trying to say, like, this is their kind of premium line, kind of makes me chuckle a little bit because, like I said, this is a $25 figure. You know what else was a $25 figure when it came out? Was this, and I mean, you can see the difference is night and day, and I mean, frankly, I would say that the Playmates, the original Donatello, I'd say this style looks more like the Mirage comics than these do. So this to me is, I don't really see that as a Mirage turtle at all. Now, obviously, these are more expensive now. Now, if you get these secondhand, like even open, they're like $50. But I mean, these were, $24.99 or $22.99, depending on what GameStop was feeling like charging that day when they came out. Now this is $25, and you can't tell me. I mean, just look at the difference in the shells. That level of detail versus this level of detail. And there's still, the NECA figures still have plenty of posability. NECA still, found a way to cram tons of articulation in their movie figures. So, I would say that's it's kind of a bold move on Playmates, to be honest, to say that these are like $20 figures. Especially when, I mean, they like I said, this is what it comes with. Donatello, he still came with, bandana, pizza, extra hands. He actually came with accessories. He comes with, a figure stand, which I doubt he even really needs, although he is a little bit, floppy and wonky. So, I'm not going to complain about a free figure stand. I always love it when companies throw in figure stands. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm not feeling this one. This is it's not a bad figure. Not to say, I mean, some people don't dig the NECA, or the 1990 figures. They want something more animated looking, or just more cartoonish. Then fine. I don't have them, but NECA also does the 87 cartoons. We've seen them from SH Figure Arts, and those are really great. What's that one that did the 2012 Turtles? Revel Tech or something like that. They did some great turtle figures. Now, I'm not huge on those designs. I like the show, but I'm not huge on. I don't really want a figure of them. But those were great figures. So maybe. I mean, maybe I'm being a little harsh on it. But for $25, I shouldn't see serial numbers printed on the side of the foot, plain as day. I shouldn't have just, plain, no color, no paint, no nothing. I mean, there's no paint on him. I mean, there's paint on this. This is painted. There's no paint on this at all. A coat of paint can make all the difference in the world. Some people think I think some people think I'm a little tough on figures because of paint jobs. Well, I mean, a coat of paint can make all the difference in the world. This is, stock, and this is one I did just for kicks. And you can see, you can see but even these have detail, like the nicks and the scrapes in the shell, like the muscle sculpts, all that stuff really pops out. The veins in the arms, I love that on these old figures. So a coat of paint can make all the difference in the world, and maybe that's all he needs. I don't dislike the look of the figure. I actually do like the look. I mean, it's definitely more animated than I prefer for a figure of this scale. But it's not ugly by any means. All the turtles look exactly the same, by the way, from this line. They all have different head sculpts. I think it's a lot like, the little Playmates ones, like, well, I think I have a Raphael around. Yeah, I do. Like, I mean, the turtles themselves are all pretty much exactly the same, minus head sculpts, which is exactly what these are. So would I recommend this figure? No. No, I wouldn't. Unless you just do not like the 1990 figures, or, you maybe the SH Figuarts ones are a little too cartoonish for you, because those ones, I think the SH Figuarts ones are good figures. They're not my cup of tea. They're more like the promo ads for the cartoons, or the promo material for the cartoons, rather than the actual look of the cartoons, at least the first season or so. Again, the NECA 87 cartoon figures are beautiful. But I mean, if you were going to choose between this and like the Super 7s, which I don't have a Super 7 Raph, I have the Donatello pre-ordered, but he doesn't come out for months. So I'd love to have him standing here, but I guarantee you, if I had to choose between this and the Super 7, obviously. But so and that's my issue with this. When there are so many options, you really have to kind of bring your A game. You have to decide, are you going to go for it, or are you just going to kind of half-ass it? And I think this figure is kind of half-assed myself. I don't think the sculpt is particularly wonderful. It's proportional. I don't think it's accurate to what it's trying to be. I don't like the fact that the shell is so big, and it doesn't. It looks like one of those inflatable costume shells. When you buy like a Ninja Turtle Halloween costume. I like that. I don't mind the head sculpt. I actually do like the look of the head sculpt. I mean, like I said, with a real coat, with a real paint job, this figure might actually look pretty cool. I would say you can skip these. I think there's a lot better options out there. To say that this and this should be the same price is a little crazy, in my opinion. So, I'm going to say skip these unless you just really like them. There is one thing I want to point out. I will say that I appreciate that Nickelodeon, who owns the rights, and Playmates, who will forever have my love and gratitude for making these figures originally. I do want to say I appreciate them still making figures for adults, because we've had to suffer for a few years with Rise of the Ninja Turtles, or whatever that show was. The designs were horrific.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
The things of nightmares, and thank God that show is dead and gone, and the merchandise is off the shelves and rotting in clearance bins and landfills across the lands. I do like the fact that Playmates is saying, okay, we get it, you're grown-ups now and you want real figures. So this is a step in the right direction, and the fact that they exist is something that I am very happy about. I mean, and hell, if you want a great set of turtles, track down the originals. You can find great deals on them if you scan eBay or online. These will always be just the greatest figures ever made. They're the reason that I still buy figures in my mid 30s, because these things had such an impact on me. A for effort, but well, not really. I mean, like I said, that serial number on his foot is just a perfect stamp of quality of what what this kind of release is. So I'm going to say a hard pass on the Ninja Elite series, Ninja Turtles figures, unless you just unless you think I'm an idiot and these look amazing to you, then Godspeed and enjoy them. But yeah. So again, guys, thank you for all the new support. I will try to upload videos here more regularly. Like I said, though, we do have a newborn baby on top of our 2 other kids. What have I done? Yeah, I do have plenty of other videos that I'm currently in the middle of editing and putting together. So there's going to be a lot more stuff coming out soon. So again, thank you guys. Please like, please subscribe, and take care. And I'll see you guys later.